Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Welcome to our technical evaluation and commercial exploration block bidding proposal presented by our company PERRAKMOBIL, which is an emerging international upstream oil and gas company based in Perak, Malaysia. Next is the introduction of our core members, me myself as the exploration lead, Firdaus as chief geologist, Rehan economic strategist, Samuel chief financial officer and Zarifai as our chief geoscientist. Moving on to our main outline for this proposal is me doing the geological evaluation exploration program by Firdaus, overview by Rehan, Zarifai doing the well proposal, and lastly cost and economics by Samuel.
Hi, I'm Rehan. I'm the economic strategist for the PERRAKMOBIL Exploration and Production Company. Our main objective is to propose blocks in Geological Basin by evaluating the prospectivity of the shallow and middle play of the prospects. We targeted 2 blocks for the exploration, and the total volume calculated was 920 million barrels per day. The seismic cost and the well cost, which is the total exploration cost, is around 0.283 billion USD. With the help of fiscal terms, the total gross oil revenue is calculated 46 billion USD. The investor revenue is 2.783 billion USD, and for the government, the revenue is 21.1 billion USD in total.
For the Basin Evolution, I'll be starting during the Jurassic time, where the metal upwelling causing the continental rift and the red precipitation later on. And then during Titonian times is where the precipitation increases, forming close location environment and then forming organic shales. Heading into Cretaceous is where the sedimentation also increase and accumulate further. Heading into the lower Miocene is where the HCC will rise, causing the landward shoreline, and take note that this is where the Syn Rift stops. Here we can see that the formation of sand barriers also causes the corals to form. Heading into the middle Miocene is where the HCC will drop, and the formation of more carbonates forming deep reservoirs, deep carbonate reservoirs, and later on HCC will rise, and sediment accumulation will bury up all the carbonates. The main events for Upper Miocene are the salt deposition due to increased evaporation, and then crustal extension due to another episode of mantle upwelling, and lastly is the rapid burial causing overpressured plastics. Heading into Lower Pliocene is where the increase in precipitation occurs and then the formation of more estuaries. This is where our shallow play and shallow reservoirs are located. And then later on will be another episode of basin extension, a basin inversion later on due to the separation of another basin, and lastly is the sea rise due to the significant. Next is the construction of the Composite Common Risk Segment Map, or the CCRS map. It is constructed by 3 CRS map, which is the Titonian Source Rock CRS map, the Common Risk Segment map for Middle Miocene, and the Common Risk Segment map for Lower Pliocene. Moving on into the petroleum system, I wanted to highlight the generation, migration and accumulation part, and at the end of the Holocene will be the preservation part, thus the critical moment that is highlighted by the purple arrow.
I'm Zarifai, Chief Geoscientist of PERRAKMOBIL, and today I will be presenting to you on our 2 targeted prospects, with Prospect F as our main target. So moving on with the main prospect. Prospect F source rock can be found within the Titonian Shale, and the reservoir can be found within the shallow-plastic marine environment. The timing for this prospect has been proven by the hydrocarbon maturity ranges from 0.7 to 0.8. This prospect is very special because it has regional shale and also salt divers acting as the seal and trap. The oil window for this prospect can be found within 1,200 meters and spill point at 1,300 meters. From given properties, the volumetric assessment has been done, and we are targeting at P50 volume, where we will be having 1.417 billion barrels of oil in place. Judging from the geological parameters such as trap, reservoir, source rock and also timing, the probability of success value for Prospect F is 50%. Similar as Prospect F, the source rock and also the reservoir for Prospect M can be found within the Titonian Shale and also shallow plastic marine environment. Not having salt spreading all over the region, Prospect M only having regional shale as its seal. As for trap style for both Prospect F and M is anticlinal structure, which was formed due to the tectonic activities. The oil window for Prospect M can be found within 1,300 meters and the spill point at 1,350 meters respectively. For Prospect M, we are also targeting at P50 volume, where we will be having 1.09 billion barrels of oil in place. However, the probability of success value for Prospect M is relatively low, where we will be having 24% of POS.
Exploration program as a part of a commitment during the exploration phase. We will first acquire new 3D SSB data in the area. Second is to drill a total of 2 exploration wells and 4 appraisal wells. Third is to provide training and cooperation with the Kenyan Republic government. Fourth is to provide development financial grant to develop several sectors. Fifth is to provide a total of 50% job opportunities to the locals. Our exploration phase will start by the end of Q3 2020 until Q4 2024 with an additional of 1 year if required, and will proceed with the development and production phase. The exploration phase will start by acquiring the new 3D SSB data in the area, proceed with subsurface studies and prospect maturation, progress along with the pre-drilling preparation where we do the well site survey and soil boring. And once the rig are mobilized, then we will drill our first exploration well, which is the Flora 1 and Mahkota 1. If it's a successful case, we then proceed with drilling a 4 appraisal well in the area, and further studies will be done. If it's economical, then we proceed with the development and production phase. In terms of well trajectories, we'll be drilling a vertical well across the crest of the incline structure of prospect F and M across the HSLS-12 formation for both prospect, and we'll be drilling across the middle reservoir, which is the HSS-14 reservoir in prospect M. Appraisal well will be drilled on both limbs of the structures to test the continuity and oil water contact, and also further volumetric assessment. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Samuel Yuolding and I'm the CFO of PERRAKMOBIL company, and I'm going to do the economical analysis of our company. So in my cost breakdown, it will be into 3 phases: the exploration phase, the development phase, and the production phase. Considering prospect F shallow part, the total cost would be around $8.9 billion US. This includes 1 exploration well and 2 appraisal well. Considering this particular prospect. When we come to prospect M, we are having a 10.6 billion expenditure. This is due because of the high cost of UFC in this prospect. However, we still have 1 exploration well and also 2 appraisal well in this part. Coming to the PSC agreement, we have prospect F shallow with 9.5 billion going to the government, while 1.2 going to the company. Considering prospect M, we have 11.5 billion US, while our stake would be around 1.5 billion US. Moving on to net cash flow, I just want to highlight just only the break-even point, which is in 2032, and the beginning of production in 2028 period. So considering prospect M also is the same case, 2032 as break-even and also 2028 as the beginning of production. Decision tree analysis tell us which one to begin first. Prospect F shallow has a 557.342 mm EMB, while prospect M has a 616.702 mm EMB. Considering these 2 cases, we begin with the prospect M shallow and also with the prospect F shallow. Since we are allowed to bid 2, so we are going to do them both. On the sensitivity analysis, so we are shown that cost recovery, contractor share, and oil price, they're actually the regulators here. However, we may negotiate on the signature bonus on that we are giving to the government, which is having no part in our total cost. This is all I want to say about that part. On what we are giving as a share to the government is we are settling for 46 due to the oil price, and later on, if the oil price rises, we will give government a bigger share, like 65 or even 70%. Thank you so much.
As an economic strategist, coming down to the conclusion, Flora 1 and Mahkota 1 will be the first exploration well to test new plays. We ranked prospect F as our top ranked prospect. Economics for the full exploration shows positive PMV for both investor and government parties. The potential areas for structural and stratigraphy traps and also discovery prospects will open up new prospectivity. Overall, it will be worthwhile in all aspects to invest in these 2 targeted blocks. Way forward, if success case of the well in either prospect F or M, 2 development programs are planned to be done. Firstly, the future field development prior to develop the field, if not the future exploration of selected block to assess the potential of prospect S. These results may determine the future of hydrocarbon. Thank you.
As token of gratitude to the Chicken Republic government, there are 3 things that we would like to offer. First is in terms of education, where we would like to offer excellence scholarship to the student by sending them to both local or international university, apart from building a new elementary school within the region. Next is in terms of medical support, we would like to provide them with a Medicube, which will act as a mini hospital where the community can have free medical support and medical checkup. And lastly is in terms of environment, where we would like to promote and to participate as well in the Go Green movement campaign, such as recycle, reuse, reduce, ocean or beach cleaning, and also free carbon mobility